This is Blender. Let's make a low poly car. This type of car would be a perfect animation. I'm going to hide the light in the camera. We are going to use the cube for 2D or 3D games, short films, anything like that. We need Z at 0.7, X is going to be left at 1, and Y is going to be at 2. I'll avoid keyboard shortcuts. I find videos easier to follow that way. We want X at a 1 here for location and Y at a 2. Right, and the first thing we're going to work on is the wheel well. Let's actually make the color for the car first. I'm going to hit material here, new, yep, that's what I need. And I was liking a blue color I found earlier for kind of a new car look. This blue, and let's make it glossy. Mine's 214 FC6, and then I'm going to increase the roughness some. We can switch, there we are. So now let's go ahead and add a mesh, and it's going to be a cylinder. This is going to be the wheel well. Okay, and the cylinder will only need 10 vertices, and then let's go and flip it on the y-axis is where we need it flipped, and then I'm going to do object apply rotation. Okay, so I flipped it on the y-axis 90 degrees, and I'm going to drag this up over here and over here. So let's try 1.5 about, and then 1.5 for that, and then let's go with a 2 for the location, and negative 0.5 for now. Now we do need to scale this, right? So 0.5 probably, and then 0.9, 0.9, something like that. Let's take a look from above. We want it to stick out some, so I'm going to pull it out this way. 1.57 looks great. Let me click Y here. Okay, that's looking all right. Oh yeah, we're going to want to pull this up some. Maybe negative 0.4. Negative 0.42 looks good, so perfect. Now what I'm going to do is, actually, let's go ahead and click, and I'm going to apply the same car color, because we're going to use this to make the wheel well. So with the car selected now, I'm going to do a material, a modifier, and it's going to be a Boolean. And what I'm going to use for the difference, I'm going to click object, and this is checking if this object intersects, and if that's true or false. I'm going to hit apply, and if it's true, it's going to create a hole. So I'm actually going to edit, undo, because we're about to use this now. So I'm going to go ahead with this item, do object, apply, scale, okay? And with that being applied, let's take a look at its scale. We're going to want X to be 0.9s all the way across. At the minimum, yeah, let's pull this out just a hair. Yep, that's looking great. Let's take a look from this angle. Perfect, and we have ourselves a tire. So let's go into edit mode, and actually, let's create the tire material. So I'm gonna do new tire, and what it's going to be is just a really dark, yeah, 1 FFF, that's great. And let's do this at a 0.2 maybe, and roughness 0.3. Let's take a look. Oh, yes, I can get rid of that. There we are. And that is looking pretty good. Let's do a 0.1 here. Okay, and edit mode. I want to be in face select. I'm going to click on the face here. I'm going to do face and then inset. I'm going to push in. How much? Well, push in 0.25 is looking good. And then we're going to do extrude. And I'm going to push in actually, but we just need negative 0.1. Right, let's set a color for this. So it will be the hubcap. So I'm going to do new. I'll just call it hub. Right, and it's going to be a bit shiny. So we're going to use a mix shader for that, and 0.2 probably for this. The shaders we're going to need are diffused, and then the other shader we'll need is a glossy. Okay, and glossy, let's make this sharp. Let's make this 0. For a color, we're going to do a silver color. I like 90, 90, 90. And again down here, 90, 90, 90. We can go ahead and assign that, I guess. And this will have a roughness of 0.2. There we are. Okay. And now let's do face and inset again. Building out our hubcap. I'm going to do a 0.4 here. And then I'm going to extrude, pull out. That's way too much. We want 0.004. Let's take a look. Yep, that's the perfect amount. So let me use my select tool, and I am on face select. So I'm going to select every other. So 1, boom, 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 boom. Okay, and then what we're going to do here is mesh, delete, and it's going to create this pattern for a hubcap. That is looking really awesome so far. All right, so you'll notice we only have a fourth of a car so far. Let's go into object mode. I'm going to go ahead and join these. So first I'm going to click on the wheel here. I'm going to hold shift and click on the car. I'm going to do object and join. Okay, might as well retitle this car so we know what it is. And let's add a mirror. Modifier, add modifier, and mirror. Oops, I need to first make sure you, so here's my 3D cursor. I'm going to object set origin to 3D cursor. Now it should allow me, there we go. Perfect. All right, with that being done, I'm going to click on the portion, click on the car and do edit mode. And now in edit mode, I'm going to use the edge mode. I'm going to click on this edge and this edge. What I want to do is edge and subdivide. Now, this is a bit far forward, so I'm going to use select and just have that one selected. I'm going to push it more this way. And -0.55 is great. Okay. And now I'm going to use face select and make sure you have clipping enabled, right? So clicking on that, and I'm going to extrude. And this is going to be somewhat of a kind of fun animated look, so I'm going to do a 1.5 on this, and then I'm going to scale it, and when I scale it, I'm going to scale it way down. Oh, maybe not that much. 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. Gave it a really fun look, I thought. Okay, this is looking awesome. I'm going to now just focus on this front, because we need a bumper and a hub and headlights and things like that. So I'm selected just that front plane. I'm going to duplicate and click right away. I am now going to switch up on the size. I'm going to push in on it. 0.3 is awesome. And then I'm going to pull out. 1.1 is great. And then I'm going to push down. -0.6. -0.62 I liked more. Okay. And then let's go ahead and while we're here, I'm going to assign a material color to this, and the material will be the hubcap color. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a mesh and a duplicate, and I'm going to hit Z so it stays on the Z axis. But if you see right here, you can kind of see where I'm putting it. Probably actually going to go to 0.5. Maybe 0.6. Okay. This is going to be the license plate, so let's push in on it, and then .005. Yikes. Okay, well, I went it way in like that, kind of a European style one. And then let's do a new, and I'm gonna call this plate, and mostly whitish but slightly off, and 0.4 for roughness, and assign that. And now I want to make sure to disable clipping for the next thing, which is our headlights. And for the headlights, I still have this selected. I'm going to do mesh, duplicate, and I'm going to click. Okay. I click down right away. I want to drag this out and up. So that's a 1.47 for out and up 0.4 right now. But first, let's resize it so it's like a headlight. Yeah, that's good. 1.5, and then for Y, 1.25. That looks great. And let's go ahead and zoom in. I'm gonna zoom way in here. Oh, those look just about even as is. Okay, well, I want this in still a little bit. I'm going to do negative 0.01. All right. So that is great. And now we're actually going to use this for a door handle. So I'm going to go ahead and do mesh and duplicate and just pull it back here somewhere. Let's click on X. I'm going to pull it right to here. I'm then going to rotate it like this, 90, and then size it. And then size. Yeah, something like that is great. Now let's see where they're at. I'm gonna push them. Right here is fine, because what we're gonna be doing with them, I might even pull them out of here. All right, now with those still selected, to show you, I'm going to select. I'm gonna also now select the headlight, the plate, not that, and the bumper. And then I'm gonna do extrude along normals, and I'm gonna pull back actually. Yep, and 0.12. 0.15 is awesome. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and do select more, select more. Okay, and now with all of that selected, I'm going to pull it forward. .078 I do like, so I'm going to leave it there. The only thing I don't like is the plate, so I'm going to click on plate and do select more and just push it back a bit. Right, like that. Awesome. Okay, let's make sure that I color these, which I didn't. Select more, more, and I am going to, I'm going to go ahead and create a new color for them. It's going to be an emission style color, which will emit a minor amount of light. I'm going to keep it at 0.5 though, to keep it very little. And then I was actually kind of messing with yellow colors, FFF777. I did like this for a yellow. Let me do a loop cut on it, because I am going to have blinkers. Safety first. I'm going to pull over my loop cut to 0.13. That looks good. And let me make sure I'm grabbing the right stuff here. I'm going to go back to face select. Looks like I got it all. And I'm going to do a new one, I guess I'll just call this one orange. And it's going to be an emission as well, just like the last. 0.5 for the emission. And for my orange color, I liked FFBF44. And let's assign that. Okay, this is looking awesome. All right, now we want to work on the mirrors. So object mode, in object mode, what you're going to want to do is do add mesh cube. Okay. And I'm gonna have the numbers right here. I'm just gonna pull it out, and I'm honestly, let's see what that looks like. Ah, it's getting there. Okay, that's right about where we'd want our mirror. So I'm gonna okay, and that is looking good. We can actually squish it in some. Yep, that's great. And now we want to have a way to attach this mirror. Let me hide the car. So to do that, I'm just going to click on our mirror. I'm going to go into edit mode. In edit mode, I want to select this face, and I'm going to do a face. I'm going to do subdivide. Let's do 2 of these. Perfect. I'm going to click this. Okay. And then I'm going to do an extrude. -1, 2 sounds good to me. Let's take a look. And then I want to scale this down pretty much nothing. 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. Okay. And then let's take a look at the car. So we're going through the window right now. So we just want to pull this. -0.25. Oh, no, that wasn't. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and do X-ray mode, face select, just get all of these and push down a bit, over a bit. So my final numbers on my mirror right here. And then they're finagled a bit. Okay, so that's looking awesome. Now all I want to do is go back to edit mode. I'm going to be in, oh, I haven't given this a color yet. So for the color, it's going to be the same as the car. Boom. And then we want to go back into edit mode. And then I'm going to turn off X-ray. Face select, select this. Face inset. 0.1 is perfect. And then we're going to want to extrude. .05 is great. And then we need a glass color, so, or a window color, I'll call it window. And for our window color, I was really liking kind of a bluish, let's see, 555 C66. Whoops, 555 C66. There we are. And then 0.2 and roughness down just a notch. There we are. Let's assign this. And go into object mode. Perfect. You'll notice the mirror doesn't duplicate yet, and that's fine because we're gonna have to set the mirror first. The mirror for the mirror. So I'm gonna go ahead and do apply for the Y, and now I'm gonna set up another mirror. Before I do, to make the window work, we need to actually go into edit mode and select these faces. I'm holding shift and then I'm going to do face. Nope, I'm going to do mesh, delete faces. And now I'm going to go back into object mode. And once again, I'm going to apply the mirror. Boom. Okay. So now if I click on the mirror here, I'm going to hold shift and click on the car. I'm now going to do object join. And boom, we have two mirrors. Okay. So at this point, this is the point where you can use this shape to make a billion different types of cars. So let's keep going and making this the truck then. All right, so we have the frame of it ready to rock. Let's head into edit mode. I'm gonna click Z here. We're gonna move the entire top, the entire cab of it forward. So I'm gonna grab edge mode. I'm gonna grab this guy. And first, I'm just gonna push this one forward. I'm gonna do X. Trying to get these lined up. 0.45. They would have a bit of a slant, so it's kind of up to you there. Sure, 0.46 mine will be. And then we want to move this entire part of it forward. So X again. Let's do X-ray mode. And face select. Grab it. And push. And this should be fine. Something like that. Let's take a look. Yeah, that is looking great. So we can actually go back in edit mode and face select. I'm gonna hold shift so I can grab our mirror. I'm gonna move this all forward more. Right to about there. So 0.25 more. Okay. And then I'm gonna grab this guy right here and go ahead and do mesh, delete faces. There we are. I can go off X-ray mode. Let's take a look. Yeah, you can definitely see where our truck's coming about. All right. Maybe I'll grab this and pull it back a bit. -0.4. Right around here is looking good. And now I need a bed to my truck, obviously. So let me zoom out and I'm gonna use select, face select, click on this guy. Let's go ahead and do face inset. Make sure you do not have boundary on. And let me zoom in. 0.1 would work. I might even go a bit thinner, 0.08. Okay, now with it inset, let's go ahead. Before we do this, let me make sure, yep, our mirror's on. Clipping, make sure you have clipping turned on, and extrude along normals is great. I'm gonna push down, and 1.3 is sounding good. Let's just look here. Oh, see, and we can go lower. That should be fine. Oh, see, that even looks too low, so maybe 1.3 it is. Yeah, I'm like a 1.3 here. And then all we would want to do, I'm going to click off. We're going to need to get rid of this blue in here that we just let through. And do mesh, delete, face. And then there's one more face right here. Mesh, delete, faces. Let's go ahead. I should cover up this equipment, right? Trucks, you wouldn't be able to see the backs of all of this stuff. So I'm going to do that by clicking on this and I'm going to extrude it. So enough. And then same here with this bumper. Hide it. I'm just gonna say extrude down just till we hit this. -0.74. -0.68, and that will cover up all of that. Okay. And now, since because we're going to do a mesh and a duplicate, and I'm going to hit Z so it stays right where it is, pull it up, and yeah, 0.5 should be good. And let's resize this. .067. And then let's put them all at 0.35, 0.35, 0.35. And I'm still going to want this a bit smaller. Okay, and then let's go ahead and give it a color. I'm going to hit, actually, yeah, no, let's give it a black color. Honestly, I'm going to give it the tire color. Assign. And then let me go ahead and extrude this outward. See how far I went. And then I could also then just increase the size of the face of this, just to give it a bit of flair. And I'm going to push this all in a bit. Boom. And pick up. Oh, back windows. Front windows, all windows. Okay. So for windows, let me get the front too while I'm at it. I'm going to go ahead now and do face, inset, and just push in. Let's see here. And yeah, a 0.1 should be awesome. And then we're going to use extrude again and push in, and 0.05 is great for that. And then what we need is to use this window material. And then let me grab this other one. Now it's up to you. You could separate these out or not. So what I'm going to do with this area actually is I'm going to grab this edge and I'm just going to push it back, kind of like the reinforcement bar in the truck. And then let me grab this face and go ahead and do a face, inset face. And this is looking awesome. And I'm going to keep it the same, 0.1, okay? And then I'm going to do a extrude along normal and push. And again, 0.05 is completely sufficient for a window. Let me assign our window that. And we have a pretty awesome looking truck. Let me actually, that doesn't seem like the right color for a truck. I feel like a truck should be, I don't know, let's go dark green. Fine, 0.5 for our truck. And let's go ahead and render it. So if you're interested in rendering it, it's really fun to do actually. It's a way you can use your images elsewhere, such as uploading them to Wikimedia Commons. I make mine transparent. Let me turn on the light here. Let's see, where's our light? There it is. Let me push this up into the air and grab it somewhere over here. And then let's double check. Now we want a sun. More like 5 or 6, and then we're gonna want it turned like so. I don't want that much specular and no shadow. Okay, and Okay, fine. I might want 2 of these, so I'm going to go ahead and do an object, duplicate object, and then do it on the x-axis here. I'm going to do view sidebar, view, lock camera to view. I'm going to spin this around a bit. I'm going to back up a bit. So for the car color then, making some adjustments. Ooh, I should have done the bed of the truck. Let's do that right now. I'm gonna let go of my camera view, boom, and go into edit mode. Let me see this. And I'm just gonna click here because it's the bed, and I'm actually gonna assign it the same color as the tire here. And then here. Is that gonna be the edge? Nope, not there. So let's just do the bed right here. And yeah, the wheel well doesn't need it either. Back of the door as well. Render image. Truck is super cool. You should definitely comment below if it is. Make sure to like, make sure to hit subscribe, and check out some of the other videos I have done with Blender. Happy trucking, I guess?